Hey traders, hope you're having a great Sunday. I haven't been able to do a static video since Thursday, so happy to be back at it. Just been limited, so just want to do a quick update on Bitcoin. Also want to look at Bitcoin compared to Ethereum at a particular time, just for a little bit of education and nothing's certain in these markets, but probabilities are very real, and we use like variables and price action to help us figure out like what our probability is of breaking to the upside or downside. And I think right now the argument could be made based on the charts that we have a higher probability of breaking to the downside, at least temporarily, at least for a little bit, before running again if we did. And I'm about to get into it. All right, so Bitcoin to the US dollar on Coinbase, we are showing triple RSI, bearish divergence. Look, we made a peak here. This was where we were when we made that peak. High level of relative strength overbought. We made a higher high than our previous high. We had lower levels of relative strength. We sold off, and now we're pivoting for the third time, the rule of three, 1, 2, 3. And we're showing that lower level of relative strength. Where at? At overbought territory, but also at critical resistance points that stem back from June of 2018. All right. Above that, there is stronger resistance, we know, at 6,040, which, of course, again, nothing is certain, so we could always run up there, be irrational, break out of this channel we've been respecting since the 2nd of April. I mean, it's the 5th of May now. This is the 1-year anniversary, y'all, of when it all came crashing down for Bitcoin. Does anyone remember that? I remember. Which one was it? Was it May? Let's see, May 5th. May Day. Yeah, here it is. Oh, dude, and there was all the reason in the world to believe we were going to be screwed there, too. May 5th, 365 days ago. Here it was, high on price, higher high on price, lower levels of positive momentum. High on price, higher high on price, lower levels of relative strength. And we dumped, okay? That failed rally, and it was over. I mean, from May 5th, we hit a high of 9,960, and we fell all the way down to 5,780. Okay. So, with that being said, this is a bearish harami that we're developing to at a critical area resistance at the top trend line of the channel and the horizontal line. So we have confluent resistance points. Don't you agree? One that's horizontal and one that is upsloping. Yeah, we'd have to agree with that with the divergence. Okay, so daily, it's screaming there's a higher chance we would sell off before running the upside again, but of course, anything's possible. Hold on, 4 hour. Okay, so here we are, same chart, but different time scale, a faster time scale, the 4 hour. As you can see, that structure. We actually have identical patterns here, okay? I was looking at this last time, I'm like, dang, dude, hold on. I looked, I mean, I was off a little bit. I actually had C is here, but like if you're actually going to be pinpoint accurate and perfect, from A, or X to A to B, this was after A, we hit the 50% retrace, roughly. 50% retrace, roughly. Then we did sell off our lowest point after we hit B. I thought was here. I was wrong. It was actually here. Right after. We had an 82% retrace. Where are we at? 82% retrace, right? And so we ran again. It took us like a week. When did it end up being here? April 26th to May 4th. Okay, over a week, right? So development pretty similar in the time it took us to get here to hit this top trend line. We're hitting the top trend line. We've rejected it 3 times now. And we are showing bearish divergence, not only on the daily, but somewhat on the 4 hour, where you can see it's like high, higher high, the highest high, lower levels every time. Negative momentum's building, but no volume involved with that. And I'm kind of surprised, man, that we're holding. But I said, if we pivoted here and we just closed the 4 hour. So, I mean, a pivot now, you can now draw a trend line 1 and 2. So you have 2 upsloping converging trend lines in the short term, right? So that's a bearish pattern. That's a rising wedge. Now you can just throw that in to the mixing bowl, right, of indicators and oscillators that we're seeing now. And of course, with that being said, it's always possible to run all the way up to 59.14 because, look, maybe it's a 1272. It's identical to the development here on this one. But the 3618 here on the crab, we know the 3618, you do not want to ever be higher than 3618. So that means we have a little bit more room to run if we wanted to hit the 3618, dude. I'm just saying, the 3618 from B to C fib extension puts you all the way up at 6,000 on the dot. So if we wanted to rally and run up, hit this top trend line and bounce along before hitting that 3618, that's also an area we could run to. But again, man, it's so weak on the daily and 4 hour. So I'm just saying, like, there's probabilities, but us going above this 3618, I don't feel very confident at all about that. Hitting over 6,000 would be insane, man. But just keep in mind, this is one reason why I think we could run up one more time going into the next couple days. But at this point, man, we've got so many oscillators working against us for the longs that it could just sell off anytime. But all right, man, maybe one more hoorah. All right, this is what I wanted to do. Okay, real quick before I let you get out of here. Let's look at Ethereum and just talk about for a second a similar situation that Bitcoin's in, that Ethereum was in, you know, when maybe early April. Let's get this up. Okay. This is what I'm talking about. Okay. X day, we ran up about 50% of the way. You can barely see the wick. The wick is right there. Okay, same thing. The crab ran up 50%, sold off 71%. Okay, we sold off 82%. Whatever. You're running up, right? You've rallied so hard. Okay, and at the end, from C to D, what happened on the tail end of this was we created a rising wedge pattern. All right. We also had horizontal line resistance that stemmed back to September of 2018, and it doesn't look like it here, but on the daily, it's freaking perfect, man. It's candle closes. Let me show you real quick. Is this it right here? Hold on. I'm like off. Oh, right here. Yep, sorry. Yeah, so that was candle closes. That was a big resistance for us, so that gave us tons of confidence to believe being at a 3618 at that horizontal line resistance and the upsloping resistance we had too. We just had a very high chance of breaking down or breaking out, you know, I guess hitting the top and selling off, right? We had daily bearish divergence on the MACD. Okay, so we had 8 coinciding variables on Ethereum for the short here at that area. And so you could not go any higher than the 3618. We didn't. It was perfect right at the 3618. The 3618 in this situation is literally right at $6,000. So again, man, remember that is the argument here. That is devil's advocate to the entire bearish scenario right now. But it still is bearish, isn't it? It just means that we could prolong this extended run, okay, to a 3618. But just know, we hit at 58.50, we hit a 1272 fib extension. All right, so and in this situation, when we hit the 3618, we hit a 1414 fib extension, and that is this is a 1514, 151.4% retrace. A 1414 fib extension is right here at 59.38, which is also reasonable to believe we could rally one more time and get up there if we wanted, truly. Okay, so arguments could be made a little bit more before the dump, but it seems like once we do decide to make our top, whether it's at 59.29 or 6,000 or where we've already hit, that's it. I mean, that's going to be most likely it, and we will see a major reversal to the downside, and many targets will get hit on the way down and might hit all the way down to 51.50, okay? So, very similar situation. Look what we did here. As soon as we hit those, man, we hit our first target like nothing, dude. Like so easy. Once we get that little double top, boom, 382. Right, first target, we rallied, made a lower high, created a smaller bearish cipher pattern, then dumped again, eventually hit our second target, and now we're just still waiting on the third target. Has not been acquired yet, and it may never get hit. That's okay, but I hope you just got a little bit out of doing a little comparative analysis where we look at an asset that actually has already played out really well to something that has not quite played out yet and we're just talking about probabilities here, okay? So if you enjoyed this comparative analysis, this quick update on Bitcoin, please hit that like button, that bell, that sub, leave a comment in the description below. Join me today at 6 p.m. Eastern, and 11 p.m. Eastern. I go live at those times. That's what I do primarily. If you're a new viewer, check me out, okay? So until next time, respect the TA.